Welcome to another episode of Animator Interviews. My name is Vernon. I'm a contributor at Animation for Adults, as well as Animation Nights New York, also known as ANNY. For those new to ANNY, we are a monthly screening event and yearly festival that celebrates the very best in animation talent. Our artists come from all across the globe, and many have gone on to have their work featured at Annecy, Cannes, and other prominent festivals. Our next screening is scheduled for Sunday, June 20th. Films will be available from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time with virtual mixers from 3 to 5 and 8 to 10. Today's guest is Swiss artist Kilian Vilim. Kilian is a graduate of the Lucerne University of Applied Arts and Sciences, and he currently works as a freelance animator. Kilian's thesis film, OOZE, is one of 12 shorts we've screened this month. Inspired by real events, OOZE tells the story of a lone elevator boy. Anxious and overworked, the boy tries to enjoy his job, but when his dysphoria gets the best of him, he plunges headfirst into an inescapable nightmare, losing all touch with reality as his mind implodes. Dark, chilling, and well-crafted, OOZE is a must-see for any horror fan. Today, Kilian has kindly agreed to discuss this film, its chilling theme, and the real story behind it. Kilian, thanks for being here. We want to talk about OOZE, but tell us a bit about yourself first. What got you into animation? How'd you enter the field?
I was actually working as an event manager in a techno club for a long time in Hamburg. But I started illustration studies, but I was so much into party that I actually quit. And actually my big wish was always like to do animation, but I was scared, and I didn't know how to connect with the people and the industry. And then I just went to an animation festival. It was in Stuttgart in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I saw I don't know, I think it was 10 or 12 hours in a row animation shorts. And I was I fell so much in love with this whole thing that, that I actually, this dream of doing this art or using animation, expressing my stuff, that I really have to do this. And then I worked at this techno club and I worked really a lot. Then I had a burnout. And then for me, it was clear I have to change something. And I stopped working at the techno club and I said, okay, I want to do this in my life, what I really love, and this is animation. And then with 26, quite late, I started studying animation in Switzerland, in Lucerne.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Kilian. It's interesting. We see people from all walks of life on the podcast. Some of them are further along in their careers. Many of them got started when they were in their teens. Some got started later. So it's encouraging to know that someone such as yourself, who kind of had to switch careers, was still able to make this work. You're very good at what you do. I'm sure that's encouraging to anyone listening in who's considered making the change. So tell us a little bit about your graduation film at Lucerne, OOZE. What inspired this story?
Yeah, it's actually pretty close to this work thing at the techno club when I had my breakdown.
Okay.
Because the techno club is based in a big bunker, and we have this elevator, and I had to stop to work at the bar because I started having trouble with the people. It was like I was stuck in this bar situation. So they put me in the elevator, and then I was from 6 to 9 hours in this elevator, taking up people to the party, and somehow something weird happened with my mind. I had a lot of time to think about myself and all this situation, and you're so in this small room with your thoughts, and it was pretty dark for me. And that's also actually the location where I collapsed. It was in the elevator. So actually this whole graduation movie is about this experience, having the breakdown in this elevator.
So this is almost a self-portrait then. This is a description of your experience.
Yeah.
Working at the club. Yeah, that's interesting. You wouldn't know that seeing the film, but you can definitely sense when you're watching this character the burnout, the loneliness, the general dissatisfaction that he feels with what he's doing, and the way that you capture that psychological claustrophobia is really amazing. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Kilian. I really appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about the style of this film. You have this very monochromatic visual aesthetic going. It's all black and white. And then the character design is something else entirely too. I've never seen anything like this. How did that come about?
Yeah, it's like certain, like, there's like different reason for this. I think the first one is I'm not very good with colors.
Mm-hmm.
So if you also see my Instagram account, I actually always use very hard, like neon colors or black and white. And I had the feeling that the black and white thing is also like supporting a little bit the mood, because you see everything black and white, like the good and the bad. And somehow I really like this contrast. And the other thing is that we, during the graduation, we actually just have 1 year for the production. And I did the movie on my own. Normally we work in teams, 2 to 7 people. So I was scared like to not finish the film during the graduation time. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's better to use not colors, because then for the cleanup, there's less to do, which is actually not right, because you still have like to fill the colors in with the black and the white.
Yeah.
But that was like my first thought. And about the characters, I'm really into like horror comics from the 80s. And so I was really trying to find like a style which is like close to this topic, but yeah, which is a little bit like, how do you say, individualistic, or like yeah, which I didn't see before like this. I tried like to make a style for this topic for myself, create something new, maybe like this.
Yeah, well, it definitely deviates from anything you see on TV. And the fact that you made it on your own is amazing too. The production value in this is phenomenal. And it's funny you said you almost chose to do the black and white because of time constraints, right?
Yeah.
But that was probably a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it adds to the mood, just like you said. I can't imagine seeing this in color.
It actually it recreated the whole concept, because if you just have like the black and the white, you have to work with these shadows. You don't have like this, how do you say, like I really had to work when the shadow separates from the characters. Sometimes the black is really sucking lines and stuff.
Yeah.
And this made like a new thing, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all that, Kilian. I'm not sure if you can tell us much about this, but I did want to ask you about what you've done recently. I think that you graduated in 2017, so this film is a few years old. YK Animation, you've done some directing for them, and I don't know if you can disclose anything, you have a short that you've made with them that's about to go through the festival circuit.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I was actually pretty lucky. After the graduation movie, I had several festivals, and this gave me the opportunity like to work on my new project. And YK Animation, the studio, asked me to cooperate with them, and they're based in Switzerland as well, in Bern. And it's a really, really good team with young, nice, friendly people, very talented, with a good structure, not so chaotic like I am, so perfect for me. And I worked on a story about it's actually a guy who's working in a train, and he shovels the charcoal into the oven. And it's like it's a very old train, but in this movie, in this town where it is based, it's like it's the new machine. And he's quite like interested in his work. He likes it. It's a little bit like Steamboat Willie with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So he's quite how do you say, motivated. And the boss of the train is actually never happy with his work. The train has to be faster and faster and faster. And whatever he does, the train is not fast enough for the boss. And through an accident, one of the passengers is falling into the oven. And then this train is getting fast, very, very fast because of the passenger. So it starts like to get quite, cruel. And I think it's more a story about, it's quite anti-capitalistic movie. And we finished it on October 2020. And I think I worked over 2 years, one year of production, the animating and stuff. And and then COVID happened and I was pretty scared because I'm really into this movie. For me, it's like the best project I ever made, with the whole financial support and with this huge team we had. But then I was not sure if we can hit any festival because of COVID. And we also made submissions to several festivals, but rather they get canceled or they didn't took us. And then I was quite scared that this whole animation career is already collapsing before it really started. And it's still secret, but we got now a world premiere somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be released at the 1st July. I can't tell.
Yeah, no, I understand. I respect that completely.
But this really made me happy. So this thing is coming soon.
Yeah, well, that's exciting to hear, Kilian. And I know that a lot of the information we're dealing with is sensitive because the film isn't out in the open yet. But I appreciate you sharing. I did see the trailer for it, and
it's already on Instagram.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. And the title, Mr. Pete and the Iron Horse, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that synopsis you gave us because I can almost see this sort of overlap, this thematic overlap between what you're doing with this film and what you did with OOZE. You have these two characters that are literally working themselves to death. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you see that maybe being a theme that you'd like to continue dealing with in your work, or maybe I'm
Yeah, I'm already working on the next movie, and I have some ideas already, and it's again about work. I tried this time to use a female protagonist because we were thinking about also to change the gender a bit. But yeah, it is my topic somehow. I worked a lot myself in different jobs, and I'm not really a fan of working somehow. I mean, animation for me is it's not only work. For me, it's really really what I like to do. But also right now I'm working as a bike messenger besides, because through COVID it was really hard to get jobs with the animations and stuff. So yeah, it is a little bit my topic, capitalism and politics and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's good that you're addressing that. You know, I'm sure that many creatives feel the same way you do. You're drawn to this kind of intrinsic reward that you get out of your work. I have never met an animator who said that they hate their job. It's something that they're deeply attached to.
Not possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's so labor intensive, and I'm sure that all of our listeners in the industry, as well as yourself, can attest to that. But it's fantastic that you found something that does feed your soul and keeps you alive, spiritually almost. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, Kilian, thank you so much for sharing. I know we're running close on time here. I have just one last question for you. So you're a young artist. You've got your whole career ahead of you right now. You've already done great things with OOZE, with this film that's about to be released. Where do you see yourself in the future, ideally?
I really want to move to the countryside, not to be dependent from the city. And I mean, it would be perfect to go on with animation and not being too dependent on money and funds.
Yeah.
So that I can do my stuff and also employ the workers I like without any restrictions or something like this. I would really like to have my own studio,
Yeah.
and I would really like to cooperate with different people and like creating a platform for new movies, not only my own, but with a certain topic like my movies. So not very happy stuff, like more the dark stuff. And I think just going on with doing what I like, and not getting sour or
Yeah.
getting depressed. Not work too much, but work for the stuff I love, and
Yeah.
hopefully only animation and not like 3 different jobs at the same time. Maybe it's going to be boring then for me, I don't know, but right now this would be my dream, just only working for my stuff. Having a dog.
And a dog. Yeah, well, I think that what you're saying is a realistic aspiration, Killian. And I certainly hope that you find that. You know, you talk about addressing these darker themes, but there's an audience for content like this, especially now. Maybe not for children, but there are adults who enjoy animation too. And I know that many of our viewers have appreciated this film. I'm sure they'll feel the same way about the one that you're about to put out. So, all the best to you, really. I think you got a bright future, though. For all those tuning in, we hope you've enjoyed this interview. If you'd like to catch Killian's film, it'll be available from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday, June 20th. It'll be on the ANNY website. In the meantime, if you'd like to continue following Kilian, we'll post his Instagram handle to the site. Really appreciate your time today, Kilian. Again, all the best to you, and hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Take care, and hopefully see you soon.